Yeah, I've got a lot of fond memories at the Oval. Obviously, my favourite ground's Old Trafford, but coming down here, I loved it. The atmosphere, the pitch. The best thing about the pitch is that it takes out mediocrity. If you can bowl fast and bowl well, you get wickets. If you can bat, because it bounces, you'll score runs. So I always used to love playing here, and been involved in some pretty special Test matches. 2003 against Africa, the final Test of the summer, which we needed to win to level the series. Marcus Trescothick played one of the best innings you'll ever see. Went out there, I think he scored a double hundred or not far off. Just smashed it to all parts. And it was quite fitting because it was Alex Stewart's last Test match. You know, played over 100 Test matches on his home ground to win the Test match, level the series, and then walk round with Alex Stewart on one of my shoulders and sat on the other one on Steve Armison's. It was special. You know, you look at the Stewarts and the history around this club which they have, to be there on Alex's last Test match at his home ground and won against Africa. Oh, it was a big moment, great days. Yeah, we carried a few after as well.
With his old man watching on as well.
Well, his old man Mickey, do you know what, I like Alec, but I love Mickey. When I was under 14s, England under 15s, Mickey was one of the coaches, and I went on tour England under 19s with him, and to see the pavilion named after him is just perfect, because Mickey Stewart, for me, he sums up cricket, he sums up Surrey. Great gesture from the club, and I'm sure Mickey, well, I heard he was crying a bit when they did it, which is quite right. If they ever wanted to do that Lancashire for me, I'm sure I'd shed a tear, but it's not going to happen, is it?
You need to go back. You need to do what Mickey did, go back and coach him to a load of yeah. Then obviously 2 years later, you came back here for 2005. Most people say that's one of the greatest Test matches that the England cricket team's ever played. Obviously, you had you had a lot of classic moments in that series, but 2005 here, final day, it was the KP show, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2005 here was unbelievable. It was, you know, the Ashes, and you know, we have all dined out on it a little bit, but you look back on it, and the last Test match, we're 1-up coming into this one. Aussies are going to come at it. It didn't go our own way for most of the Test, but then we saw an innings from Kevin Peterson which will never be repeated. Under the pressure, the way in which he played, he took it to the Aussies. I think he was playing a little bit on nerves as well, just swinging at a lot of stuff. But just to sit back and watch was amazing. And then I remember when we came out, we had to come out and bowl at the Aussies for a couple of overs before the game was finally over. And it was only then I got a realisation of what that series had meant to everyone watching. Because you're in it, you don't really know, you're just playing cricket, and I went away in between Tests. But you walked out to a packed oval, and the atmosphere was like I've never ever experienced on a cricket field. You know, it was just a party, and everyone was chomping at the bit. They were all loving it, and to be out in the middle of that was just one of the most special moments of my career.
And then take us into the dressing room afterwards. You won, you know, you drawn the Test match. You won the Ashes, first time in nearly 20 years. You just realised in those 2 overs what it's meant to the nation. What's the dressing room like?
Do you know what? The dressing room was bonkers, because it was up there, and I think there was a lot of, obviously everyone's happy and you're buzzing because what's happened, but I think it was disbelief. It was that moment when it sinks in and you think, you know what, we just won Ashes, and everyone's looking around thinking, yeah, we have, haven't we? And people didn't know what to do for a while. And I sat in the corner, I changed in the same spot every time with the Oval. And it's in the corner, Steve Armison's next to me. And we sat there, we had a photograph taken with a beer and the Ashes and a cigar. And from my career, it's my favourite photograph that I've ever had taken. It's at the Oval, it's in the dressing room, it's after the Ashes, and I'm sat with my best mate having won it. It was unbelievable.
And then 2009, Ashes again. Again, a lot of water passed under the bridge between 2005 and 2009, and there was a lot of talk about, you know, whether you're going to be able to, you know, you're going to see it through the end of the series. But you were out there, and again, it wasn't with the bat. You know, you've done a lot with the bat, done an incredible amount with the ball, but it wasn't with either of those, was it? Ricky Ponting just pushed it to you, and you pick up the story. 2009
Ashes was my last Test match on this ground, well, my last Test match anyway, and I was struggling, my knee was hanging off. I was stood in the ground. I couldn't feel it slip because I couldn't bend over, and I was fielding at mid-off, and as much as we wanted to win and finish the Aussies off, I just didn't want that day to end, because even though I was going to try and play cricket after I'd been operated on, I realistically knew that this is it. And I remember being stood in the field daydreaming, just looking around the ground, just trying to take everything in one last time, trying to get that mental image. And as the wickets were falling, it was bittersweet. We're winning, but then it's going to be over in a minute, and this is the last time we're going to have the 3 lines on. And Ricky Ponting that day was so unlucky, because I ran him out, he hit it to me, I was daydreaming, I was trying to take in the atmosphere, and I just threw the ball as hard as I could at the stumps, with no real thought it's going to hit him. And then when it hit him, I tried to style it out and made it look like that I knew exactly what I was doing, which was so far from the truth. And it was probably my last contribution to English cricket, that, and it probably wasn't what I expected. But then again, my career and everything that went on wasn't what I expected, so it was probably a perfect way to do it. And you know what, walking off for the last time was, it was moving out. I never expected it to get me the way in which it did, and it was one of the few times in my career I shared it with my family, because I was very much, the dressing room is for the team and that's our place. But then I remember my mum and dad were somewhere around here, sat in one of the boxes, and then after the game they came onto the pitch with my wife and my kids, and my dad was crying, the kids don't know what's going on, not caring, and I played my last test match for England. And yeah, when I look back at my time at the Oval, there's so many memories, so many of my best days were here. You know, we mentioned 2003, 2005, 2009. I scored 99 in a one-day international against India and walked off laughing because I was pleased to get 99. And no, I genuinely love this place. It's one of the best venues in the country, and no wonder it gets these test matches every year. Why wouldn't it?